Hello, dear fans, friends, and subscribers. I understand that it's been a sort of long gap that I was not able to do my cricket show, unfortunately. But as and when I got time, I went on to my Twitter and my website to keep you posted as far as possible. I do regret the fact that nowadays getting time is becoming a big constraint for me, unfortunately. Well, just talking about what I have in store for you today, dear fans and subscribers of my of the favorite show, Cricket Happenings. I just seem to have a struggle here, but yeah. So basically, what I have for you on this cricket show today is the first day's play in the final test match between India and South Africa, which was happening at Ranchi, where India definitely eyeing a clean sweep. They were in the dumps for the first time. I once saw that South Africa in this series really struck gold when they had the Indians reeling at 39 for 3. But then Rohit Sharma setting up and trampling records on his way in his very brief span in test matches as he went on to a century, the third century he hit in this particular series, and Ajinkya Rahane was not out on 83, and both piloted India to 224 for 3 at stumps on day one of the third test between India and South Africa. And then we will look at some, as I said, I really look back at the events that happened this week. Looking at the events, as you know, there was some surprising news coming in from Pakistan, where Sarfraz Ahmed, the captain the captain who was captain in Pakistan for quite a long time, was not only sacked as captain, but he was also sacked as a player, and he did not find a place either in the T20 or in the one-day mix of things. Even the test matches, he was someone was not considered. As you know, Pakistan are embarking on a short trip to the Australia, where they will have a triangular series which will be played between Australia, Sri Lanka, and Australia, Sri Lanka, Pakistan. That should be an interesting one, especially considering that the Sri Lankans are fresh after beating Pakistan in Pakistan, which was an historic victory. And also, they decided to have Azhar Ali, the perfect technique for test matches. Azhar Ali as the test captain, and the young Babar Azam, the the real future of Pakistan cricket as far as batting is concerned. Babar Azam was named as the T20 captain. The one day they are still pondering as to what exactly they want to do. They have still not come out with it. But Sarfraz Ahmed has definitely lost his place, not only as captain, but also as the player in the team. I will dwell on that. Now, the other thing that is happening right now, as I'm talking to you, is the ICC T20 World Qualifiers, T20 World Cup, the qualifiers which is happening among the associate nations, all other nations, and as you know, ICC has opened up the World Cup this time in a bigger manner to get more and more countries into the fray, and they are right now, there are 14 countries battling in the United Arab Emirates, where we already have had an upset on the first day of the tournament. As you know, six spots are up for grabs as far as the T20 World Cup qualifiers are concerned. These are the six spots who would be taking place, will be taking part with all the other big nations, the other 10 top nations in the ICC T20 World Cup proper in Australia in the month of October in the year 2020. So, and already there has been a huge upset in the tournament. Well, also I have to say that the United Arab Emirates, the tournament did not start off in a good manner, especially considering the fact that three players, Shaiman Anwar, one of a very talented bloke, he had come down to Canada. He played in the T20 league in Canada here, and he was absolutely electric when he played here. He's a one very good stroke maker, and unfortunately he has lost his place in the team because of corruption. The captain of the United Arab Emirates for quite a long time, Mohamed Naveed, has lost his place, and Qadir Ahmed, the pace bowler, also has lost his place, and all the three. So this was not a good start as far as the T20 World Cup qualifiers is concerned, especially for the home team, United Arab Emirates. I'm sure with these two players, especially Mohammad Naveed and Shaiman Anwar, I think they are going to be missing a lot in the batting and bowling department. And also, as I said, a huge upset was created in the ICC T20 World Qualifiers when on the first day, the Singapore, who actually gave, Singapore actually defeated Zimbabwe in one of the matches to really create a sort of a real sort of a ripple in the ocean, one could say, when they beat Zimbabwe, and after that they have continued their winning form and seems to be a real surprise packet in this ICC T20 World Cup qualifiers, as they went on to beat Scotland yesterday in a match which was a real cliffhanger as the match went down to the wire, and finally the Singapore were the victors by 2 runs on the very first day, the very first match of the tournament, and Singapore upsetting the apple cart of the United. Today there was another upset that happened where the United Arab Emirates, the home team, went on to upset Ireland, and that was really a big upset. So United Arab Emirates definitely pitted, I would say, definitely fancied to go, but especially after considering that Shaiman Anwar and Mohammad Naveed were out of the mix, one probably would reserve their comments on that. So that is what is happening. So I'm going to just briefly dwell, as I said. So first, let's head on to the first day of the final Test match that happened between India and South Africa. As I said, South Africa are the ones who are under real pressure here because they have already lost 2 matches on the trot, 2 Test matches, and India are definitely eyeing a clean sweep of this particular Test series. So India won the toss, elected to bat. India got Shahbaz Nadeem, the local boy, to make his Test debut, the left-arm spinner, who will be seeing in action in the South African innings start. And also, South Africa decided to blood 2 players for this game. They had the left-handed hard hitter Lindy, who was doing very well against the India under-19 team, who has been given the nod. So basically, he's the one who is making his Test debut, and there is also a debut for another player, but one has to really wait. I think it's Klassen who has been given a debut in Test matches. I'm just going to check that for you before I talk about it. I'm sure Klassen is the man who has been selected already, and South Africa are having injury problem. They've already lost Keshav Maharaj, that wonderful spinner who has contributed very well. And so Test debuts for Shahbaz Nadeem from India and Henrik Klassen and George Lindy from South Africa. So India won the toss, and Virat Kohli at the Ranchi cricket ground had no hesitation in going out to bat first. Now we know that Mayank Agarwal and Rohit Sharma have forged a big partnership in this Test series, but today it was not to be. Today Kagishore Rabada was on absolute fire. He was bowling this full good length deliveries, and he was the one who forced Mayank Agarwal to nick one which started going away from him, and Agarwal nicked into the slips, and he was the first wicket to go in the morning today, as Rabada actually drew first blood for South Africa, as he was taken in at the 3rd slip by Dean Elgar, the bowler swinging away from him, but it was Agarwal who was taken into it as he went and poked at the delivery, and Mayank Agarwal was gone. Caught Elgar, bowled Rabada 10 with 2 boundaries. That is wicket number 1. India 12 for 1. Rohit Sharma was at the crease as he was joined in by Cheteshwar Pujara, and Cheteshwar Pujara was a very early victim. He was dismissed for a blob by Kagiso Rabada. The ball nipped in, and up went the umpire's finger. It was a review, and it was not a full stride from Cheteshwar Pujara as the ball came back in sharply, hit the back pad. Pujara was on his way, walking back to the pavilion. LBW bowled Rabada for naught, and the Indian score was a shaky 16 for 2. Rohit Sharma at the other end was watching it all happen in front of his eyes as the Indian captain Virat Kohli walked in. As far as Virat Kohli was concerned, it was not Jay, the other pace bowler, who was actually really putting Kohli into a bit of a quandary with getting 2 balls, moving away from him, and then very smartly got a delivery which actually Kohli thought probably will held its line, but it came back and hit Kohli on the pad. This one came back, hit him on the pad, and probably thought he would hold his line, but it didn't, and it was all over. Virat Kohli was declared out. LBW Nodji for 12 with 2 boundaries, and that was and this was Nodji who struggled in the previous matches, but finally, what a maiden test wicket for Andre Nodji as he picked up the prize wicket of the Indian captain Virat Kohli, and India were on absolute trouble at 39 for 3, and here India were really tested as Rohit Sharma had to see a testing time when Kagiso Rabada and Nodji were bowling, especially Kagiso Rabada, who was simply very good today. And after that, Rohit Sharma slowly settled in. He got the company of Ajinkya Rahane. Ajinkya Rahane went on to make a very brisk 50. He really started going for the strokes as far as Cheteshwar Pujara, as far as Rohit Sharma was concerned. Well, he was unperturbed by what was happening. He was giving respect to the good balls, but he was dispatching any loose balls that were on show there as things went on. And suddenly this partnership started gathering root, and India started slowly recovering as Rohit Sharma got into his strides, and now he was starting to hit sixes as the ballers got on hold, and it was the spinners, the left arm spinner Lindy was making his debut. Dan Peet, the off spinner, was absolutely rammed. In fact, Lindy I thought was impressive on his debut, but Dan Peet, the right arm off spinner, was taken for plenty as Rohit Sharma slammed in for sixes at plenty, and finally things went on and on and on, and Rohit Sharma in the process went on to a century. Ajinkya Rahane was not out on 83 at close of play, 11 fours and 1 6, but Rohit Sharma, what a player. I mean, he's just playing his 4th test match, and here he is trampling records as it was probably in the year 1978 when the Indian who was called the Little Master, the Indian batsman, former Indian great batsman, now cricket commentator, Sunil Gavaskar, was the one who had hit 3 centuries. And this is Rohit Sharma getting his 3rd century in this particular test series. And Rohit Sharma now has joined Sunil Gavaskar. He has become the second Indian player to have hit 3 centuries in a series, and I'm pretty sure probably Gavaskar 1978, I don't remember whether it be against Pakistan or Australia or West Indies, I don't remember that, but Rohit Sharma, take a bow. I mean, in 4 tests, look at the record that he has. And not only that, he went on to score, it is 17-6. Now, just imagine this, Rohit Sharma, this year, in test matches, he has got to the maximum number of sixes hit in a test series, which is 17, and Rohit Sharma is an absolute fire. He has broken all the records. Right now, Ben Stokes is the one who stands at 17 sixes in a series, I reckon, and Rohit Sharma here, in only 4 matches, he has gone on to hit 17 sixes, and this is tremendous stuff from Rohit Sharma. And what a day. I mean, the Indians were really put on the back foot by the South Africans early on in the morning, but after that, a nice recovery being staged by the Indians as Indians went on to sit down at a pretty 224 for 3 at the end of the day. Rohit Sharma 117 not out with 14 fours and 4 sixes. Rahane not out 83, 11 fours and 1 sixes. They will be resuming the battle tomorrow. Rabada at 254 was the best bowler, 1 for 50 for Norway. Has made a test wicket of Virat Kohli. Giddy also did a good job, 11 overs, went 1 for 36, 1 for 40, but Pete had plenty of runs taken off him, 6 overs, 1 for 43. Now let's get on from here and just have a look at what happened in the week. So looking at the week here, let's talk about Pakistan. News from Pakistan was that it came that Sarfraz Ahmed was sacked not only as the captain of the Pakistan cricket team, they also decided to remove him as a player. He did not find a place either in the T20 or in the test match scheme of things. As you know, Pakistan are embarking on I think it's a series tour to Australia where they will be playing a triangular tournament, and I have to say that Sarfraz Ahmed's poor form was considered, and in fact I would say Pakistan made a bold move here by removing Sarfraz Ahmed as not only his captain, by sacking him, and he does not find a place in any of the formats. And now the new Pakistan captain, test captain, will be the technically perfect Azhar Ali and Babar Azam, young, and the real future as far as batting is concerned for Pakistan. Babar Azam is the new man who would be at the helm as far as T20. So one would probably be thinking that Babar Azam will be on test, and if he can put his best foot forward, he would be the one who would be leading Pakistan in the T20 World Cup in Australia. What a feeling that would be for Babar Azam. Wonderful. So that is as far as Pakistan cricket is concerned. As I said, Sarfraz, if you look at it, whether Sarfraz was sacked, one does not know whether that was the right thing, but it was told that his form has been very, very bad, and he has not scored a lot of runs, and that was precisely he was left out. Now let's talk about the T20 World Cup qualifiers. As I was talking about the T20 World Cup qualifiers, let me start off by saying that ICC T20 World Cup qualifiers, United Arab Emirates is up and running, and we already had a huge upset on the very first day when Singapore one I think would be probably I'd probably term them as the dark horses for this tournament. They already had scalped Zimbabwe, as you remember, when Zimbabwe went, and that was a big victory. And here comes on the very first match of the in the United Arab Emirates, they went on to Singapore went on to defeat Scotland by 2 runs in a real cliffhanger, which went down to the last over, and it was the captain of the team, which was Singapore captain Mehboob, who did the trick there, and one has to say definitely Scotland were looking in control, but definitely this Singapore team really looking really good and thinking a lot. Kinshit Shah was Kinshit Shah, I would say it was very well. Kinshit Shah, sorry, it is of Hong Kong, I am sorry. So, but that was as far as, so it is a huge upset which was created in the ICC event. Also, as you know, unfortunately, the ICC team, United Arab Emirates, they had 3 players who have been banned. Shaiman Anwar, one of the wonderful talent, I thought, especially seeing him, the way he batted in the T20 league in Canada, one would definitely put the money on this guy, but unfortunately I think he has wrecked his career by actually getting into this corruption act, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate for cricket, and also they have lost their very good captain, Mohammad Naveed, who has been there for quite a long time as a United Arab Emirates captain. Now, just talking about the matches that happened, so Singapore upsetting the apple cart of Scotland. We had and then we had wins here today. As far as we look at the card there was another upset that happened. United Arab Emirates upsetting Ireland, and Rohan Mustafa was an absolute fire. The local boy did a wonderful job, 39, thrashed 39 of just 16 deliveries. It was an 8-wicket all-round. It was definitely, and Mustafa also did well with the ball as well. He picked up 3 wickets, vital wickets in that. As far as Scotland versus Kenya were concerned, it was Scotland prevailing over Kenya with Berrington being the real spark in that game against Kenya. And as far as the Papua New Guinea, there was another upset also, we can say, because I wouldn't call it upset, because I've always felt that Papua New Guinea is a good team. It definitely has a lot of talent in its ranks, no doubt about it. And they went on to beat Bermuda. But the important feature of that victory was the one who was having a hat trick in that game against Bermuda. As far as Netherlands versus Namibia were concerned, Namibia were bundled out for 96 in just 19 overs, and it was Netherlands who had made 141. Ryan ten Doorschat, the most experienced player, did a good job. Van Meekeren did well with the ball as well. And as far as New Jersey were concerned, New Jersey, I mean, Jersey, New Jersey did a very good job. They actually went on to have a victory. Let me check about that. Jenner was the one who actually did a good job as far as New Jersey was concerned. So New Jersey getting a win there. Well, other than that, I'm trying to see whether there is anything else that I could really cover on today. Yes, I'm just trying to get into the New Jersey. Nigeria, yes, New Jersey beating Nigeria by big margin of 69 runs. Jersey making 184 for 4. Nigeria finishing up with 115 for 7. As you know, the ICC T20 World Cup qualifiers, there are 14 spots, 14 teams competing. 6 spots are up for grabs, and those 6 teams will be joining the other 10 teams, other top 10 teams, which already selected themselves for the T20 World Cup in Australia. Well, this being said, it was a pleasure bringing you this daily cricket show. Hope you all enjoyed this broadcast of mine. With my next cricket broadcast slated for tomorrow, that's on a Sunday. It's all over for today. And please definitely keep an eye on my Twitter. Keep an eye on my cricket website, www.cricket-status.com. Well, thanks for your company as always. It's your host Ram signing off this on a Saturday. Thank you.